So you want to grow your business online? Well, good for you that you're at the right place at the right time, my friend, because I've made over 7 figures online in my business with just one digital product, doing a little over 900K using these 5 simple strategies. And I wish that somebody shared these with me when I was first starting out. So I'm gonna share them with you so you can just do it and not waste as much time as I did. 5 steps from eternity. We were 4 steps, 4 steps past love and 3 wishes. We were 3 wishes from touching the heavens above. You ever realize how Dru Hill has a song called 5 Steps, but they never get to the 5 steps? They just go down to 3 and then repeat. Start back again from 5 in the hook. Random thought of the day, but look, this is gonna be a quickie, and this is only gonna take me about 5 minutes to break down these 5 steps. And unlike Dru Hill, I'm actually gonna give you the 5 steps that help me go from 0 to 7 figures online. So look, the first step is that you have to stop chasing volume, right? And start creating value. And this is a big key right here, because most people out here focused on volume and they're chasing volume instead of creating value. And the thing when you create value is that value actually attracts people to you. Whereas when you're shooting for volume, you're going out and you're chasing people. So I'm gonna give you 2 examples real quick. Let's go off of something like content creation, and then let's go on something as far as like sheer numbers of customers, right? So let's say content creation, because you're going to have some type of marketing in order to attract people to you, in order to let people know that you exist, in order to let people know that you have something to offer, right? Well, a lot of times in content creation, people, they're focused on volume. They're thinking of how many views can I get? And they go out and they do a lot of times a whole bunch of goofy looking stuff to try to get the most views. Well, why? Because they're focused on volume instead of focusing on value and attracting the right views. Because you don't need to go viral. You don't need to have some huge channel with hundreds of thousands or millions of subscribers in order to have a successful, profitable business online. And I'm telling you, majority of content creators, they're broke, and you do not want to be a broke popular person. You want to be a successful entrepreneur. And when you focus in on adding value to a smaller demographic of people, then you're getting in front of the right views, and you don't have to get all of the views in order to be successful online in your business. So a lot of times, a majority of the time, if you can get less people, you will actually make more money because you're getting in front of the right people. You don't want to be a content creator. Remember, those guys are broke. You want to be a contentpreneur. You want to be an entrepreneur that uses content to drive traffic to your actual business. And for that, you don't need to have all of the eyeballs. You just need to have the right eyeballs. Now, something here from a customer perspective also. This is typically the same exact thing. Typically, the less customers, the more money that you will make. And that may not make sense to you right now, but it will here in a few seconds. So look, volume is not always the answer. If you want to scale fast in your business, you can sell to less people at a higher price point to become more profitable. What a lot of people are doing is that they're just focused on getting in front of more people instead of thinking of how can they sell something that costs a little bit more to less people and then actually make more money from that. So I'll give you an example of my former self. Look, I used to do these one-on-one consultation calls, and I used to charge $100 for these consultation calls. Now, looking back on it, this sounds crazy because now I charge $5,000 for an hour of my time. But at this point in my entrepreneurial journey, I was doing consultation calls for $100, right? But then I stopped doing this, and I put together a private training, and I charged $300 for it. So I basically tripled my prices. And yeah, I lost about a third of people, right? So I lost about a third of people, but my income 2x and doubled overnight because I was serving less people at higher prices and I ended up making more money. So typically, if you can sell less people at higher price points, you make more money, and then also you have lower stress too. Because these $100 consultation calls that I was doing, it was stressful. I was on the phone all the time. And when I was on the phone all the time, I was pretty much answering the same questions over and over and over and over and over again, to whereas here, I could get fewer people into the same room online and answer those same questions that I was answering over and over and over and over and over again. I could answer them once to the actual group that had less people. It was way less stressful on me. And then later on down my entrepreneurial journey, take this same information, turn it into a digital product, and then I can sell that digital product at a higher price over and over and over and over and over again, also instead of doing these one-on-one consultation calls. But typically in entrepreneurship and business in general, less is more. Now, the second step is that you need to master the upsell and cross-sell game, right? Now, these upsells and these cross-sells, this is just something that even is done on a big business sense. So let's just say that something that you may not even think of. I don't eat much fast food, but let's just think of Chick-fil-A, right? When you go to Chick-fil-A, they upsell and cross-sell you. Any business that you buy from, they most likely upsell you and cross-sell you. You need to be doing the same. So let's say if you go to Chick-fil-A and this is the core offering, or this is the main product here. This is the chicken sandwich, right? But they automatically upsell 100% of their customers. How does Chick-fil-A upsell people? Well, they ask you, would you like that in a medium or a large? You don't even think that small is an option anymore. Majority of people, they may just say, yeah, I'll take that in a medium. They automatically upsold somebody. A smaller percentage of people may say, let me get that in a large. They automatically upsold those people. Right? What would a cross-sell be? Well, a cross-sell would be something like the fries or the drink, right? So you come for the core offering, your chicken sandwich, your nuggets, whatever it is, but then you have a cross-sell of the fries and the drink. You need some type of no-brainer item that pairs with your core offering to where you can cross-sell that to somebody. So how does this work for us online in the digital world? Well, let's say that we have an ebook available, right? Let's say that we have this ebook available for $50. And I say $50 because on my ebooks, I sell them at a premium price, right? Well, where most people are messing up is that they just have an ebook available. But if you have an ebook available, what would be a great upsell to the ebook? Well, let's say that you had a course available for, I'm just making up some numbers here. Let's say that you have a course available for $500. That could be an upsell to that. Now, let's say that you have a course available. Well, could you have some type of coaching package available for $1,500 or greater? That could be some type of mentorship, right? If you have this available, could you have some type of accelerator program or some type of mastermind available for $5,000, for $5,000? You could upsell them. If you have some type of community or a membership, right? Could you have these available right here, some type of other program or mastermind available to upsell those people into? Or if you're thinking of these cross sales, well, what would be a good cross sell to something like an ebook? Well, let's say that you have an audiobook available as a cross sell to your ebook. Remember, the cross sell like Chick-fil-A, that's like having the fries or the drink. Well, what goes hand in hand with the ebook? An audiobook, or maybe some type of guide or roadmap that pairs with your ebook. Right? If you had some type of membership available, well, a good cross-sell to that may be an affiliate, right? You may give people within your membership an opportunity to be an affiliate for your community or for your membership. Or maybe there's some tools that you use that you teach about or that you talk about within your membership that you could have an affiliate from to cross-sell your members to, whereas they could use the stuff that you're talking about. Or if there's some type of software that you use that you talk about in your membership, maybe you could have an affiliate with that software to where you could cross-sell your members to where it's something that goes hand in hand for the reason why they are members. And the reason why you want to master cross-sells and upsells is because it's all about maximizing your LTV. LTV stands for lifetime value, because you've already done the job of acquiring the customer. That's the hardest thing that you can do in business, right? And it's always going to be easier to sell to somebody that has already purchased from you than to acquire a new customer. And most people, going back to step one, they're focused on volume and they're only thinking of how can I get more customers, more new customers, instead of thinking how can I maximize my lifetime value of my current customers, the people that have already made a purchasing decision to be within my ecosystem. You can maximize the LTV with upsells and cross sales. Now, the third thing is that you need to automate and delegate MWAs. Automate and delegate MWAs. And MWAs stand for minimum wage activities. Any minimum wage activities that you have in your life, in your business, you need to automate and delegate those as soon as possible. And when I say that you need to automate and delegate stuff, a lot of times people, they're always thinking of things that they can automate or things that they can delegate within their actual business. But a lot of the things that you should get rid of first are within your personal life, so you get more time to actually work on you and the revenue generating activities. So something as simple as grocery shopping, I'm like, yo, I can delegate this through using something like Instacart. Right? Because think about this. Somebody last week, they were telling me about like how they don't have any time to work on their business and do the things that they need to do, right? And I asked them, how does their usual day go? And they said, or I asked them, how did their day go that day that we were speaking? And they ended up spending 3 hours out of their day going to the grocery store just because they had to go get groceries after they got off of work, had to sit in rush hour traffic, then go to the grocery store for like an hour, then get back into rush hour traffic, to then go home, to then cook the stuff, and then wash the dishes. I'm like, those are hours that have gone by, to whereas you just could have used Instacart and you could have had those groceries waiting for you at your doorstep and just came right home. That would have been 3 hours that you could have saved in your day. So a lot of the times, it's not that you need to go and get all these employees and virtual assistants and all that stuff. A lot of times you just need to think about the MWAs and the stuff that you waste time on a daily basis within your personal life. Something like cleaning, right? I quit cleaning my house. I enjoy having a clean house, but I hate cleaning for one, and it takes me a long time to clean my house. So I have Martha and the homegirl come through. And Martha, she only charged me $130 for this. But a lot of times people, they're thinking of the cost associated with things instead of thinking of the opportunity cost that it actually costs them. So yeah, Martha, she charged me $130, but I get my time back because it would take me hours. Like, it would take me a long time to clean my entire house, but they get it done quicker. They get it done more efficiently and more effective since there's two of them. They clean my house better than I would, and they fold my clothes way better than I do because I don't know how to fold clothes for real. And those hours that it would take me to clean my house, I can work on the revenue generating activities instead of that minimum wage activity of cleaning my house. So I'll give you a real life example. Last time Martha came through to clean my house, I came up with 4 to 5 YouTube video ideas. One of those YouTube videos paid me way more than $130. So when you're automating and delegating tasks, you're not just going and wasting time twiddling your fingers. Like, I wasn't just going and watching TV or playing video games or something like that in that spare time. I was focusing on something that's going to build my brand, build my authority, and build my business. And just one of those videos like paid a huge more multiple than the $130 that I had to pay Martha and a homegirl. I do the same thing with my yard. I don't cut my grass. Somebody comes through and they cut my grass. I do the same thing with cooking. I don't cook. I have a meal delivery service deliver me food each and every single Tuesday morning. And they're healthy options to whereas I don't have to think about the healthy food and stuff either. They can prepare it for me. So yeah, some of these things may cost money, but what is the opportunity cost associated with that you're losing out on by not doing it? And a lot of this stuff is just about getting your time back so you can actually focus. And focus stands for follow one course until successful. So you can actually focus on revenue generating activities instead of just wasting your time on those MWAs, those minimum wage activities. And then, yeah, that's on a personal sense, but then on a business sense, you can use like certain softwares and applications like Zapier to automate certain things. You can hire a VA. VA stands for virtual assistant. You can hire a virtual assistant in another country to where you're leveraging the power of your dollar versus their actual currency. So like all my experience with virtual assistants, I've always hired people in the Philippines because I'm leveraging the power of the US dollar versus the Filipino peso. So anything that can be done online, I can delegate that through a virtual assistant. And then even with that, it's not at that much of a cost to me because you will be leveraging the power of the US dollar versus the Filipino peso. The US dollar, it stretches way longer in a country like the Philippines, right? My only experience with virtual assistants are in the Philippines because I just need stuff done online. I don't need stuff done like in person, right? So in the past, when I have hired VAs, they actually have the luxury too of working the day shift because when it's daytime here, it's nighttime there. And when it's nighttime here, it's daytime there. But since I don't need any tasks done like in my daytime, they can work their day shift. So when I'm asleep, they could be doing the work that I'm delegating out to them. And then when I wake up, the stuff's done. But you can get virtual assistants anywhere. You can get virtual assistants here in America. I have friends of mine, they have virtual assistants down in Central America because they're on a similar time zone, so they can get stuff done in the daytime working hours that they need done. Or you can use CRMs like to manage your customers and your leads and your clients or whatnot. CRM just stands for customer relationship management. There's various softwares and tools out there that you can use for that, right? But automate and delegate repetitive stuff, or automate and delegate those MWAs, those minimum wage activities, so you can focus. Remember, focus stands for follow one course until successful. So you can actually focus on your zone of genius. So you can actually focus on those revenue generating activities, because a lot of people, they spend so much time doing mundane tasks that they have no time to actually make money. Now, the fourth step is that you need to learn how to leverage urgency and scarcity, right? This is one of the ways that you can pretty much instantly raise your revenue by leveraging urgency and scarcity. But you want to do this the right way, right? You want to do this how can I say this? You want to do this ethically, because a lot of people are using urgency and scarcity tactics in a whole unethical way. Like they have no integrity about it at all. And what I mean by that is that they're just flat out lying and use urgency and scarcity and limited availability tactics, but they're just lying about it. Like their stuff is not scarce at all. So something that you could use for urgency, right? Something that I've done a lot is use time. Right? Something you can use for an urgency tactic is using time, saying something like, this is only available for this amount of time. You can only get this for the next 48 hours. You can only get this for the next X amount of days. Something that can be used for scarcity is limited availability. All right? So for scarcity tactics, you can use limited availability. Like there's only 10 spots left. There's only 7 left. There's only 15 of these left. Something that I like to do is that I like to use urgency and scarcity together. So an example of something that I've done in the past was that I may have had something available at a certain price point for only a limited time also. And then once that time was up, then the price was going to quadruple, or actually more than quadruple. So I had something available. Like an example I give you, I had a low ticket product available for $35, but it was only available for $35 for 35 minutes, right? On the 36th minute, the price was going to shoot up to $200, right? So I used limited availability and scarcity tactics to get people to buy this product, to whereas I made a decent amount of money in a very short window. I believe, I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but within this window right here, I made around $7,000 because I had used limited availability and scarcity tactics and drove urgency because people, they didn't want to miss out on the deal, right? Because I used those limited availability and scarcity tactics. But the reason why I said you want to ethically do this is because you don't want to lie. I didn't lie. On the 36th minute, the price went up to $200. There's so many people out here that are saying there's only this many available. It's only going to be this price for this amount of time. And they have these fake countdown timers and stuff on their landing pages and whatnot. And It's just fake. Like, you can refresh it, you'll see that the timer goes back. Or after the time frame is up, they're like, okay, guys, well, guess what? We're doing the special again. I'm like, you're just lying. Like, you're not using limited availability or scarcity at all. And this stuff works because, yeah, people love a deal, but people, they also suffer from FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. And people, they don't want to miss out. So ethically, use these limited availability and scarcity tactics. Use urgency and scarcity tactics, but use them sparingly. But when you do use them, watch your sales spike. And then the fifth step is that, and I kind of covered this a little earlier, but it's all about focusing on your lifetime value, right? This entrepreneurship game, we need to be playing the long game and not the short game. And when you're thinking of the long game, you're going to be thinking about how you can maximize that LTV, how you can maximize your customer's lifetime value. Because remember, I said once you have acquired a customer, that's the hardest thing to do in business. And it's always going to be easier to sell something to somebody that has already purchased from you than to acquire a new customer. So once you have that customer, once you have somebody within your ecosystem, you need to be focusing and obsessing on how you can increase that lifetime value of that individual. And that only happens when you're thinking of the long game. Entrepreneurship is a journey. It's not a sprint. You want people to stick around. And the sole reason why so many people are failing is that even if they do get a sale, they just get that one sale and then that person will never buy from them again. They get that one sale and then they go focus on finding some new people. And that's why business is so hard for them. And there's 6 ways to increase your LTV. So the first way, you can increase your prices. The second way, you can decrease your expenses or your costs. Oh, what am I doing here? I cannot spell expenses. Right? You can get more resales, get people to buy again. Then you can get upsells. You can get cross sales. And you can get down sales. Right? These 6 right here are how you can play the long game and increase your LTV and get numbers coming in online in your business like all them that you see on the screen right now. So if you're ready to make more working less online from stuff that you already know, go ahead and click the link down in the description and join this Credit at the Top community. For weekly coaching from myself, all my exclusive trainings, plus a private community of entrepreneurs, all designed to grow your business online. It's only $47 a month to join right now. That's less than a cup of coffee per day. And we're going up to $97 a month here pretty soon. So go ahead and click the link down in the description if you want to tap in. And I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. Look, I just wish that somebody had shared these 5 steps with me when I was first starting off, and I would not have had to waste so much time, because the amount of time that I wasted on the wrong things, looking back on it, it's crazy. But thankfully I have gone through that. So now, for one, I know what not to focus on. And for 2, I'm glad I went through it so you don't have to go through it too, because hopefully you can learn from my mistakes instead of just going out and making the same stupid mistakes that I made. So go ahead and click the link down in the description if you want to tap into the community. And I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. Go ahead and check out this video right here for 3 tiny digital products that you'll make at least 100K with. It's Credit at the Top.